All right, Cam, thanks so much. Right now, it's Congenital Heart Defect Awareness Week. 1 in 100 babies is born with CHD.
Yeah, and that includes my son Dax, who was born with Tetralogy of Fallot. Joining us today is his cardiologist, Dr. Carter Ralph, who's the Chief of Pediatric Cardiology for UW Health. Always great to see you.
Great to see you. Thanks for having me.
He's a huge advocate for heart health and CHD in general, but there have been incredible advancements made to treat congenital heart defects. So what's happening locally?
I think one of the things that we have really been focusing on is how to treat the smaller and smaller babies earlier and earlier in life. So we've really made some advances in treating premature infants with forms of congenital heart disease and trying to find ways to do the types of interventions that babies need less invasively.
And it really is just incredible everything that's happening here.
Yeah, you were a huge part of getting the pediatric heart transplant program started at American Family Children's Hospital. How important is that to treat these severe defects?
It's incredibly important. I was really a cheerleader on the sidelines, prodding people along, and it's been a phenomenal effort that's really going extremely well. It allows us to treat any form of heart disease that comes into our hospital from anywhere in the region. And it gives us that option if we need it, if a child needs the support of a ventricular assist device or a transplant eventually, it allows us to have that option.
And really just incredible for families who have a diagnosis where a child will need this kind of treatment. You've been a longtime volunteer for the American Heart Association, working very hard. It's celebrating its 100th anniversary, and AHA commits a significant amount of money to fund life-saving CHD research, and that includes right here in Madison.
It really does. It's, I think the AHA has probably been the largest funder of congenital heart disease research beyond the U.S. government for the past 100 years, and really all of the advances that we've had that have allowed children now to survive. 98% or so of children born with complex congenital heart disease survive, which they didn't used to, and it used to be much less than 50%. And that's a lot due to a lot of that research that AHA has supported.
Well, and I think even the treatments here, we talk about maybe a decade ago, 20 years ago, even with the simpler heart defects, kids couldn't even get treatment here. And now we have this incredible program.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the state is really gifted because we have, two very strong programs in the region, so families can get phenomenal care closer to their homes.
Yeah, for families who do receive that diagnosis, like you said, there are resources available here in Madison. Where can they turn for help navigating that journey?
I think the AHA has a pretty good resource online. It's safe, it's well researched, it's well reasoned, it's balanced. But they also turn to their primary care provider, who can refer them to a cardiologist, and there are cardiologists throughout the state actually, and who can sit down and really go through things very carefully with families.
Yeah, and I think what's really incredible too, and here's some pictures of Dax, remembering all of these days we spent, and you were always so great. I think what is so amazing about the care that we receive here is that it's full family care, and you guys are always committed to making sure we are all taken care of. And I think that is unique to this program. And what is happening now? What are we looking forward to now in the treatment of congenital heart defects?
We're looking forward to more Daxes who are going to kindergarten and thriving. I remember seeing him when he was an infant saying, someday when he's in kindergarten, you're going to look back on this early period with a distant fading memory. And he's going to be in kindergarten, and that's what he's doing. And so we're really looking at how do we help these children not just go to kindergarten, but thrive. Come home and say, look, I learned to read today.
Yeah.
And really have successful lives.
And it's amazing. We've met so many families along the way, so many kids along the way who are now growing and thriving and doing so well because of the care that we've received here. And you do such a great job during our appointments of saying, hey, he's going to be okay. Don't worry, everything's going to be great. So we appreciate you and your life-saving research. And thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for letting me speak.
Yeah.